Alright, how's it going, YouTube? So we're gonna bring you an update and a recap of over the weekend race. So to start out with, I was using another body that I had braced up and thought was working. I ended up getting that up here and showing you what that body did. As far as the car, I think it was working out, but I had some tweaks that was making me struggle. So for one, let me get the body. Alright, YouTube, so if you watched the video, this is the body I started with. My first pass, it went good, but as I got faster, I started to notice that the car just went its own direction. So I re-braced the body in the back here because that was the problem with it. So as I'm going and the car catching air, it pushes down right here. And that's what's happening. The body's doing that, causing the car to catch air and go its own way. So I took this body off, put the blue body back on. Now, I did get to go down a clean pass. I didn't get to really record. I was doing so much, but I did make a clean pass, and then the line got full of sticky. So it was kind of hard to get off the line, but I was still struggling to see if I could even make it down. So my number one problem now is I was using tire warmers. My tire warmers probably goes up to like 100, 110. So by the time I pull the tire warmers off and get to the line, my tires is cool and I started to stick. So I didn't even bother to enter Outlaw with this car. I noticed the car did go straight. The race before that, I struggled, and because the race before that one, I had hit the front. You see right here is broken. What that caused was bent screws in the front bulkhead. When I took them out, there was literally like almost an L shape. So I changed all 4 screws. I had a screw back here on the wheelie bar that was loose. I had this screw right here. If you see that, that was loose. So this whole side, this whole wheel was rocking back and forth. So I caught all of that, and I did some changes now. So I plan on going out this weekend just to focus on tuning my car and fix the issues I had. Got a heat gun coming, so that way I would be able to heat my tires up the way it's needed. And with all this, before it used to work, but the prep is so sticky now, you have to warm these tires up to a reasonable temp. So once I get that worked out, and the car goes straight, I think I'll do pretty fine as far as tuning and stuff. So what I also did was, if you remember, I had the RS4 had a Pinky tune motor. I switched over, was a Volta. I actually put that in here, which is a torque motor. So I'm hoping that helps off the line, especially in the grut when it's so thick and built up. But we will see. That's what I plan on testing, and then I'll be able to attend more events. But been on the struggle bus the last couple events, so hopefully we got the car figured out. We'll start dialing in with the prep, with the heat gun, and then go from there. I have a heat gun that is battery operated, but I don't think it's gonna get hot enough, so I just gotta get one that you plug in and use like that. So I'm thinking that was my issue as far as the heat, the body that I took off, and all the screws that I had bent and loose. So I'm hoping that the car is dialed back in and ready to go. Also, I think it might be some time for some new tires. Tires a little wobbly, but and then other than that, that's it for the main car. So I'll bring the RS4 out and tell you what happened with that, and then we'll go from there. But I also gonna be retuning because this is a Pinky tune motor now, so this is gonna have a different hit compared to the stock DRK motor I had in here. So I didn't even get to I just put it in. I didn't even get to plug back in the sensor wire. So let me go ahead and get the RS4 and then we'll go from there. All right, YouTube. So quick update with the RS4. What I did was I took the motor out of here, obviously, and put it in the main SE car. So now I'm gonna struggle to find a new test. But if you remember, I tested with this car for like the last 2 weeks, and I had it dialed in. On the race box, it said 236, 237, 239. GNSS only said 248 consistently. So I figured the car was dialed in, which it was. Now, the first time running it on the tree, with the setup I had on there, was it ran a 225, right? And the car ran a 226 after that, then a 225. So right there and then, I should have stayed with the 225. Now, what happened during the day, mind you, I was testing in the right lane. I decided to go to the left lane, which I actually got drawn for the left lane for the first round in bracket. So I dialed in at a 225 and I ran a 228 and I lost. So I bought back in and I decided to run a 228 from now on. Now my next pass I ran a 228, I believe. I dialed in at a 228 or a 227, and I believe I ran a 228, and I took the win because I had a good light. Even though the person ran their time, I had a better light, so I ended up taking the win. Now I stood with the 228. My next running bracket, I ran a 225, which I should have stayed with from the gate. So this is not charging the battery or nothing, so that was my mistake. I should have stood with my 225 because I ended up running it. I got disqualified. So now what I did was I changed the motor, so everything is going to be different. I did up my gearing because now I had broke my motor mount bracket right before the race, so I literally couldn't change no gearing, and I was hoping that it didn't strip out while I was using it for bracket, but it lasted or whatever. So I fixed it now, changed the motor, and I also went up on gearing. This ESC, it doesn't give me my sensor board is messed up, so I can't use it. So RPMs or nothing in here works. I'm straight motor and gearing. So that's what I'm playing with right now. So my next outing this week should be testing this with the GNSS and the race box, just to see where I'm at now with it. I'm hoping I'm at least somewhere in the 80s for mile an hour. That's what I'm hoping with the gearing I got now. And that's what we want to test. And then we can go from there. Because my plan is to start dialing this in for prep. It can be a dry tire car or a prep car. So that's what we're dialing it in for. So that's my plan with this. So y'all stay tuned for the testing for this. And then I'll actually go ahead and grab the other RS4 that I'm gonna be making the bracket now. So this motor came out of the backup car. The motor that came out of my main SE car went into my backup car. They're the same motor. This is a what is it? A DRK 6600. This one was newer, so I just put it in here and put the older one in the backup car. And now we'll get the other RS4 to show you what I did with that. Alright, YouTube, so I'm trying to turn this into the bracket car. So let me go ahead. So this is the Pro 4. I forgot what edition, but this is the motor I had in here running the whole time. It is a Tekin 3.5. What I did was I had a double down. Shout out to Miguel. He gave me an R1 with a double down on it, 6500 kV, full pole. This is a 2-pole motor. So I went to full pole on this car, which I'm hoping is more consistent. And I went up on gearing. So now we're just gonna have to play with this and see if we can get this consistent every time for bracket. So this will be the next car I'll be testing. I'll probably be taking the race box after I'm done with the other RS4, taking the race box and put it in here with the GNSS to really get this dialed in, and then go from there. I might up gearing because I would like anywhere from like, I don't know if it's possible with this car since it has plastic internals, but anywhere from like a 2.2 to a 2.4, somewhere around that. And consistently, once I get to the 2.2 or the 2.4 range, I'll just stay there and hopefully the car stays consistent because it is a consistent car. So, and as far as that, we got a 4-pole in there now. We want to see how that does, and we'll go from there. So that should be it for it. So we got the bracket. This might be the bracket car coming up. We'll see. If not, what I'll do is I'll go back to the gearing I had on the RS4 and lock it in with that. Get a time with that. It's a lot of testing we'll do this weekend come Sunday, but leading up to that, I'm gonna see what's happening to bring for Sunday. The SE should be good. I am gonna bring the backup car because if I struggle with the main car, I plan on switching everything to the backup car and giving that a shot. And then we're looking at the RS4 for bracket, and the other one I'm trying to make for prep to go to foam tire races. So, and also what came in, if you stayed in this long, was connecting rod for my 18 SS so I can get that RS4 back up and running. I do need to find the engine bearings, maybe ceramic or sealed. One of those I'll put in the 18 SS's new bearings, the new connecting rod with the piston and sleeve already in there that has great pinch, and then that motor should be good to go. And then I will be changing that RS4 with the 18 SS. I will be changing that over to this carbon fiber plate, that carbon fiber chassis. So y'all stay tuned. Got some things coming up, and hopefully we can get out in the next day or so to put the testing on the RS4, see how fast we got it as of right now. Maybe play with gearing to get it even faster, because as I said, I want it to be like in the 80s, maybe 90s, and then we'll test this as well. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll get back to you.